week's T.A.J.S. I am your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe. And this week, we've got Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag review, we've got Newsflash, we've got the Godzilla movie review, which is going to be a controversial one because Angry Joe did his own review on it and I did my review on it. So we're going to be splitting hairs here on this one. And a new anime review, also the Tara Show, and Cosplayer of the Week segment. So, let's get things started with our Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag review. Up next. Alright people, it's time now for our Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag review. And let me tell you, when you hear my final verdict on this, you're gonna either hate me, or you're probably gonna say, yeah, you're right, Joe, it's about that. Either way, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is in the time of the pirates. Oh yes, that's why it's called the Black Flag. Pirates and all, okay? Now, there's one problem with Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag that bugged the holy shit out of me. And that is the repetitiveness of the gameplay. Not only is the soldiers always the same, the attack patterns are always the same, there's no difference in them, and everything's running just like Assassin's Creed 3, except you don't have to lockpick frickin' anything to get it open. Ugh. I hated that so much about Assassin's Creed 3. That stupid lock-picking system bullshit. I had sore thumbs for a week after that. Okay, either way, Assassin's Creed 4 is the story of Edward Kenway, who is actually, I believe, the father or grandfather of the Kenways we knew in Assassin's Creed 3. Now, either way you look at it, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag plays pretty much the same as Assassin's Creed 3. And everything is pretty much the same. Fight these soldiers, kill these soldiers, so on and so forth. Kill this enemy, don't get detected, so on and so forth. But you're also learning things about the assassins themselves. For one, in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, we learned that the assassins were on an island where they trained in secrecy and all that stuff. The Templars were only a small group at the time and stuff, but started to develop more as we saw them in Assassin's Creed 3 and in the previous Assassin's Creed games. The Templars, as you know, are the enemies of the assassins. And in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, they're just getting started. They've been around for thousands of years and everything, but at the same time, the Templars are actually just starting to build their empire by taking over British government and by taking over the Brits and all that crap. Was it Brits or English? Either way, the gameplay is pretty much the same. Build your weapon, build up your armor, build up your weapons, so on and so forth. However, everything's paid in rules. Rules, I guess that's how they say them, rules. Either way, it's a different money system altogether. And everything is ridiculously priced. I mean, even for your ship. When you want to do upgrades for your ship. Seriously. How overpriced can you be? 5,000 rules for a diving bell? What? And almost 15,000 rules for a freaking armor upgrade for the hull of your ship. Who the hell wrote this money system? Ugh. Either way, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag also has the animal hunting and killing to skin them and so on and so forth. You have to go to different locations, and everything is workable for a different means. For one, your ammo pouch, your health upgrades and everything, all depend on you skinning these animals after you kill them. What? Oh. Where in Assassin's Creed's the other Assassin's Creed games, including Assassin's Creed 3, it was all done by memory sync. How well you synced up in the previous memory you were working on and stuff. This one is just ridiculous. Either way, the money thing is overpriced. The animal killing thing is the same as Assassin's Creed 3, except now this is how you earn your upgrades. Ugh. Anyways, everything pretty much plays the same, except the lockpicking system. You do not have to sit there on these chests and to waste your time lockpicking. You just walk up, press B, and hit loot. And it loots the chest automatically. Nothing to it. Now, the thievery system is kind of different too, because as a pirate, you're too well known by people. So even if you're trying to steal something from the enemy or something, without them knowing it, that you're right behind them and shit, there's always enemies and people that notice you. These all need work. I mean, this whole thing needs work. Before you put out another Assassin's Creed game, which they've got 2 of them coming out, by the way, they need to work on these system errors. This stuff is ridiculous. And the money system for this one was ridiculous as hell. I mean, the only way you could earn money is if you were looting chests or selling off animal skins you've killed and so on and so forth, or cargo and shit that you've gotten from raiding ships. Either way, the final verdict for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a 6 out of 10. Average as hell, the same as Assassin's Creed 3. I love the fact that they took out the lockpicking crap, but at the same time, it's all the same. Same game as Assassin's Creed 3. It's basically like a remake of Assassin's Creed 3. Except you're a pirate. Ugh. And even as a pirate, you don't act like a pirate sometimes. I mean, come on. You're supposed to do all this swashbuckling and fighting and shit. And instead, your guy's practically getting murdered. Unreal. Either way, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for the Xbox 360 is getting a 6 out of 10. Average score, and that's about it for the gameplay as well. If you still want to pick it up, try it out for yourself. Or if you're in a disagreement about our final verdict on it, or you agree with us, put it down in the comments section down below. We love to read from your comments and hear what you have to say. Voice your opinion, people. That's what it's there for. Okay, now, let's move on to the guys and gals at Zoomin.TV Games and Newsflash. Coming up next. Alright, people. It's time now for this week's Newsflash. Brought to you by the guys and gals at Zoomin.TV Games. And the Adventurous Joe Show. Either way, our lovely bodiless voice, or mysterious bodiless voice, whatever you want to call her these days, I have a feeling I know who she is, because I think I've seen her before, and heard her. Either way, here she is now with this week's Newsflash. Enjoy.
Today is Monday, May 19th, 2014, and this is Zoom In TV Games Newsflash. I'm the mysterious voiceover lady, and today we bring you the following. YouTube wants to buy Twitch TV, a big remake of everything Halo, and your new console is sucking a lot of electricity. But we kick off this news show with next week's release, Watch Dogs. Maybe it's part of a PR campaign, or maybe the game just leaked, but some footage of the Xbox One version of the game appeared on Dailymotion. The footage shows us a shootout with the police and an augmented reality game inside the game world. For now, Ubisoft isn't too worried about this, which leads us to believe this is indeed a PR campaign. Watch Dogs is about hacking after all. The game will be out next week. According to sources at Variety and the Wall Street Journal, YouTube is in negotiations to acquire Twitch TV. Variety claims YouTube wants to pay $1 billion for the video streaming company, while Wall Street Journal adds talks are at an early stage and the deal isn't imminent. The newspaper claims that Twitch might not be interested in selling the company, but it is looking for an investor to raise additional funding.
Yay! Thank you, Big Spanbird! Yay!
Some hype! Ah.
You can already stream games from your PS4 to your Vita, but a new firmware update allows PS4 games also to be streamed to Vita TV. Vita TV is like a mini console that allows you to play Vita games on your television using a DualShock 3 or 4 controller. And now PS4 games can be played on the mini console as well. Connecting is easy to any TV in the house. Basically, it just adds another PS4 to your home. PlayStation Vita TV is only available in Japan for now.
なんとこんなことも
We already tweeted about this last week, but we couldn't make a news update without mentioning the Far Cry 4 announcement. It will take place in the Himalayas. We will have to fight a power-hungry self-appointed king in the region of Kyrat. Far Cry 4 is planned for November 18th and will be out on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One. By the way, we can't find Kyrat on Google Maps, so don't start planning a vacation just yet. We already know Halo 5 Guardians is coming to the Xbox One in 2015, but according to different sources, Microsoft is also planning to release the Halo Master Chief Collection. This package for Xbox One will include Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4, all graphically enhanced for the new Microsoft console. It's likely Microsoft will announce the collection at E3 2014, and we'll be there. Don't be too surprised if a high electricity bill will soon anger your parents or your better half. According to a report from the National Resources Deference Council, the PS4 and Xbox One have doubled power consumption in comparison with their respective predecessors. The PS4 is the biggest power user, followed closely by the Xbox One. The Wii U is much more efficient, using only 30% of the power of its competitors. 40% of the power usage happens while in standby mode. This costs American households a total of $400 million per year.
Wi-Fi Direct, a Blu-ray drive, a native 64-bit architecture, and variable power states.
Temco Kui has high hopes for its upcoming action game Hyrule Warriors. The company thinks it can sell 1 million copies worldwide. In an interview with Nikkei, the game publisher stated it hopes to attract Zelda fans and the existing fanbase of Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is in development for the Wii U and will be out in Japan this summer. An American and European release has not yet been announced, but will likely be revealed at E3. We end this news flash with something quirky. 24 years ago, we played video games on a clunky device. It was grey and it had a monochrome screen. It was the Nintendo Game Boy. This device actually started the Pokemon series and made Tetris a big hit. Now a developer created a plugin for the Oculus Rift that allows you to run emulators within the Oculus Rift. So now you can play a game like it's 1990.
Use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
That's it for today's news update. We'll be back on Thursday with a new update. Take care and see you in a few days.
There you have it, people. This week's Newsflash. Now, as I said before, Newsflash repeats twice. It's again on Thursday with a new update, new news updates and stuff. But we don't show that because on Wednesday we're already airing Monday's episode and everything else. So, either way, you can tune in by going to zoomin.tv Games' subscription, subscribe to their channel, check out their Newsflash, check out the Tara Show, or you can watch the Tara Show on here. Either way, it's always a pleasure having our lovely hostess as she is. Okay, now it's time for the big controversy. Godzilla 2014. I went and seen it at the special screening premiere. Loved it. I gave it a perfect score out of it and everything. But Angry Joe, not so much. This is where the controversy comes in, people. It's Man of Steel all over again. He loved it. I hated it. But in my case, I loved it and he hated it. Now, let's see what he has to say coming up next. Alright people, it's time now for our huge controversy. Now we're going to let Angry Joe go first and do his little review on the new Godzilla, and then we're going to tell you our verdict on it. So, here he is now with his angry review of the new Godzilla. Enjoy!
Godzilla! Godzilla, no! Ah! Godzilla, no! Ah! Oh, Godzilla gonna destroy the city! Ah!
Yeah! I fucking love Godzilla, guys. So this is my freaking Godzilla review. So I hope you can take my opinion without flipping out on me if you're a super mega fan like I am of Godzilla. Right, Godzilla? Are you excited?
Are you excited?
A happy moment.
Brian, I'm on site right now when a huge, massive, epic monster battle is taking place just off screen where you cannot see it. I am bringing this news to you live, breaking into your coverage and telling you about the really awesome monster battle that's just off screen that you cannot see and we are not showing you right now. Oh my god, that is so awesome! I am so happy to bring you this special report so where you cannot see the massive, awesome monster battle. Back to you, Brian. The f is that? That movie did a lot to piss me off. The kid in me is disappointed. You see, it teases you the whole way and has little payoff at the end. Also, Bryan Cranston is barely in it. Listen, if you're gonna get Bryan Cranston and show him off a ton in the trailers, then use Bryan Cranston! His parts were easily the best acted in the damn film.
You're lying. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there. I'm right, aren't I? My wife died here! Something killed my wife! And I have a right to know! I deserve answers!
And he's hot right now from Breaking Bad, not Aaron Johnson. It's as if the producer, director, and writers got together and said, you know what the best parts of the Godzilla films are? The parts with the human soldiers. Action. But when your monsters are more interesting and show more character depth than your human leads, then you know something's wrong, especially when you want to place more emphasis on the humans rather than Godzilla himself. Audiences and kaiju fans were fresh off Pacific Rim, where the fights were cool as hell and they were center stage, where they embraced having fun with it. And damn it, it's okay to have a little fun with Godzilla too. Trust me, he's a fun dude when you get to know him.
How do you know?
Yeah, Godzilla!
Oh, there he goes! Who was that?
Godzilla's actually pretty cool. Except when he's hungry.
story boils down to new kaiju hatching from underground eggs to sow destruction in Japan, which causes Godzilla to intervene and lay the smackdown because he's a badass and he wants everyone to know it. Alpha monster. Oh yeah. His motivation setup is purely him hunting. And while the military, they come up with this half-brain plan to try to kill all three with nukes that these monsters love to find and eat on sight. Genius. But what's unforgivable is that they keep cutting away from the Godzilla fights once they get underway, just to go back to the freaking Taylor Johnson subplot. Stop it!
In all of our favorite blockbuster movies, you care about the characters. The ones that you really want to watch are the ones that have the story of the people.
The movie goes to great lengths to keep us on forward when every single character in the damn movie is more interesting. Especially the namesake of the film, this little dude called Godzilla. Who has been relegated to a supporting character for more than an hour and plays second fiddle to this Aaron Taylor Johnson vehicle film. My fault. My fault. Didn't realize that. It was his film, not Godzilla's. It's like the movie was actually annoyed with itself that it had to cut back to Godzilla from time to time. Oh, you want to see more fighting? Ah, fine. But I've got this way more interesting storyline about how one soldier is apparently the only bomb disposal expert in the whole damn army, and apparently he's the only one who knows how to operate the damn thing. The unit assigned to protect the nuke knows nothing about the nuke.
When was the last time you let one of your guys put their fingers in a live bomb? Look, this is what I do. This is my job. Master Sergeant. My family's in the city. Okay, I need to get on that train.
And that's what gives Aaron his excuse to be there, so that he can take up all of the time in this movie, and we can cut away to him over and over and over.
From the look of the casings on those Minutemen ICBMs, I'm guessing the digital module's been bypassed and you're prepping for full analog retrofit.
Is my jaw supposed to drop?
And before you say, I know what you're saying, that they're trying to recreate the original, the traditional story of Godzilla's destruction and the effects of it, that's fine. I understand that. Back then, it was never done to the effect that when the original came out. But since then, it's been done to death and far better, with much better actors, with greater range than this. Now, granted, the script barely gives them anything to work with. Hopefully, both of these actors who play brother and sister in the upcoming Age of Ultron as Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver have a lot more in them than what's seen here, okay? If they had allowed Brian to team up with Ken, he's this great actor. He played the Japanese scientist who, it was his opinion to allow Godzilla to, restore balance and to let him fight it out with the monsters rather than use nuclear weapons, which these monsters crave anyway. And if they would have played off that and had Brian team up with that guy and give little interesting bits of exposition or information or bios on the creatures that Godzilla's fighting and Godzilla himself and how the military can help, that would have been a much more interesting story. Instead, we don't get that. We get Kick-Ass running around with an M4 rifle with a bunch of soldiers who get their asses kicked constantly, who are dull, boring, and whose purpose seems to be simply not showing the monster because it would cost more money. No, I mean, they have the assets there.
But like I said, overall, it's not a bad film. It just, all of that stuff holds it back from being a better film when we could have gotten one really awesome. One that's better than Pacific Rim. One that I can highly recommend everybody to go out and see. But like I said, it's tough for me to tell you not to go see it because I do want to see another one. This one does set up a sequel perfectly, and at least it doesn't beat us over the head with, you know, like a political message or something like RoboCop did, which was annoying as fuck. You know, this one, it picks up in the final bout, and the first 30 minutes of the movie were interesting, and Godzilla himself is Godzilla. This is the real Godzilla, and maybe in the sequel we'll see a leaner, meaner Godzilla and fighting some more interesting characters. At least I hope so. So while I'm not gonna encourage you not to see it, you know, if you're a Godzilla fan, you will have already seen it, and if you want to see another one, then you'll probably go out and support it. But my final verdict for Godzilla was a tiny bit of disappointment, but there was some good bits there. It's better than half of the Godzilla movies that we've seen. It's definitely better than all the American Godzilla movies, especially that poor excuse for one in 1998, which is a funny story. Toho actually got the rights back to that Godzilla and said, that's not Godzilla. They just said, that Godzilla is not Godzilla. They renamed him to just Zilla. And just to prove that point, in Godzilla Final Wars, which was the last Japanese movie, Japanese-led movie made over there about Godzilla, him and Godzilla fight. And they have a showdown, and it is awesome. And you see exactly what the Japanese think of his American counterpart there.
I knew that tuna head wasn't up to much. Next.
Yeah, he gets his fucking ass kicked. And that's the real Godzilla. And so this Godzilla has a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity, and I hope that it makes enough money so that they're able to make it into a franchise and to show these people, stop hiding Godzilla. Stop using these directors with oh, he's just at a visual. The movie is firing on all cylinders when it's Godzilla right there. Yeah, full display. This is me, motherfuckers. I'm the king of monsters. Let's do this shit. Just show us that. Stop trying to remake Cloverfield or Cloverfield 2. Let's fucking destroy all monsters, where it's just a fucking battle royale, okay? And everybody can pick their favorite, alright? Alright, so until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Shit! Godzilla! Godzilla, no!
Really? A 6 out of 10? What? And Godzilla was only on screen for about 10 or 15 minutes? What movie were you watching? He was on screen more than that. Over and over again. It was just here and there battles and stuff. But mostly off screen? What? What movie were you watching, dude? It is Man of Steel all over again. Except this time I'm not being called an asshole because I wore a Batman shirt during the review. Okay, people. Now, my review on the Godzilla movie was beautiful. I loved it. It was incredibly well done. And the moment, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the movie, the moment Godzilla was going to do his fire breath thing, his atomic fire breath thing, his spikes just started lighting up. Boom, 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 all the way up his body until it just went boom, right out of his mouth, you know, like he always does, and shoots the flame, the big blue flaming fire, and it's like at the monster. He even took the one monster, the one Muto, and freaking opened its mouth and it went ah, and shoved the fireball down its it's beautiful. I was just going, yes! I loved it. Now, Angry Joe, he didn't like it so much. As you know already, he gave it a 6 out of 10. Me, I am not that jaded about Godzilla. I loved how this new Godzilla was. It was a fresh take on it. It was beautifully well done. I loved how they were crafting in the Godzilla stuff from 1954 and everything else. It was beautifully well done. The monster fights were excellent. I mean, come on. Even though some of it was off screen, it was still good to watch when it was on screen. It was beautiful and excellently well done. Gareth Edwards did a fantastic job bringing the King of the Monsters back to life. I mean, this is the real King of the Monsters. I loved it. Nonetheless, Godzilla, our final verdict for it at T.A.J.S. is a 10 out of 10. Eat that one, Angry Joe. Like I said, it's Man of Steel all over again. Okay, now let's move on to our anime review coming up next. It's time now for our anime review, and this week's anime that we're reviewing is So I Can't Play H. I mean, it was funny as hell, and it's pretty much got the fan service to it, if you know what I mean. Now, in the case of the hentai kind of stuff, it almost borderlines on hentai, because there's one scene in one of the episodes where the boy and the girl are thinking about what it would be like if they had a normal life together and stuff. And even though it kind of gets a little blurred out or whatever by like a shadow kind of thing or whatever, it was still excellent nonetheless. Either way, it almost borderlines on hentai because of the nature of how it all goes. See, and So I Can't Play H, the Grim Reaper is this girl named Lisette, who actually comes there seeking the soul of this one boy. I believe his name is Yosuke. I can't remember exactly because I ain't got my notes in front of me and I had it all wrote down. But either way, he is such a lecherous perv. I mean, total lecherous perv. To the point that he literally has to see girls naked. I mean, just to be like, whoo, you know, all that kind of shit. However, the reason she came for his soul, well, he makes a deal with her that if she doesn't take his soul, she can feed off his lecherousness all she wants, because his lecherous essence allows her to get stronger and powerful and all that stuff. Especially when they have to fight demons of all kinds and everything. And I loved it. I loved how the whole series went. It was beautifully well done. I loved the final episode. It was funny as hell. Especially when they find out that the demon world and the human world, you know, have to co-mingle with one another in order to exist and so on and so forth. And it was funny as hell when he comes in there and says to Lisette that, you know, that means we can procreate and all that other shit. And she's like, don't you get any wild ideas, I'm not ready for that. Like I said, it was a beautifully well done series. The show was great. So I Can't Play H. Now, even though it's on DVD, the whole series is based on English subtitles. That means that there's no English dub of this, even though it's out on American DVD. It's still English subtitle, because Japanese language with the English subtitles. Either way, it's still funny as hell to watch. It was hilarious and serious too. I mean, there was the points when the bad guys are almost about to win and shit, and you think there's no way they're gonna win this, and so on and so forth. Like I said, the show was beautifully well done. Anime review on this, our final verdict for So I Can't Play H, we're going with it 10 out of 10. It was wonderful. I loved the whole thing. I thought it was funny as hell. And it just, you know, has that fan service thing to it and stuff that almost borderlines on hentai kind of stuff. However, it's still a great series to watch. And it was funny as hell. I mean, literally funny as hell. If you have not seen it, I recommend picking up the DVD at Amazon.com or go online and try to find the series on some anime website or whatever that has it on there for free download or whatever. Either way, it's a great series. Watch it. It was funny as hell. I can't say that enough. It actually was funny as hell, especially how he gets so excited about these women and all he's doing is feeding her the power to get stronger and everything. And then he's just like, I can't get excited about this. Anyways, final verdict for So I Can't Play H is a 10 out of 10. And that's it for this week's anime review. We're moving on to our lovely hostess, Miss Tara Babcock, and the Tara Show. Coming up next. Alright people, I just got informed that there's not going to be a Tara Show this week because our lovely hostess is under the weather. Which, we wish her nonetheless, we wish her the best and hope her for a speedy recovery and so on and so forth. Either way, we'll have the Tara Show next week. So, in the meantime, I was saving this for next week's show, so we might as well just show it now. We've got it from, thanks to Paramount, by the way, we have the official trailer. Well, I think it's almost the final trailer to begin with, because the movie comes out June 27th, which is next month, and I think you all know what it is. Here it is now, the next trailer for Transformers: Age of Extinction. Enjoy!
This is the greatest advance in modern physics since the splitting of the atom.
A rare metal, molecularly unstable.
It's what they're made of.
Bring it up! All the way!
You guys have never seen a truck like this before.
Dad, you can't keep spending money on junk.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a transformer.
I'm gonna ask you this once. Where is Optimus Prime?
After all we have done, humans are hunting us. But I fear we are all targets now.
What is that?
Who sent you here? This is not war. It's human extinction. How many more of my kind must be sacrificed?
You gotta have faith, Prime. Maybe not in who we are, and who we can be.
I'm not leaving my dad.
We need a new army.
Unbelievable. Optimus Prime riding Grimlock into battle. I mean, unbelievable. And we just got word that Frank Welker, who played the voice of Megatron on the cartoon series and stuff, is going to be the voice of Galvatron. How epic is this? He's going to be Galvatron. How much you want to bet? I mean, seriously. How much you people want to bet that Megatron's brain somehow ends up in Galvatron's body. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be an epic showdown. I can't wait to see it. June 27th in theaters everywhere. Transformers: Age of Extinction. Alright. And like I said, no Tara show this week. So, we're moving on to our Cosplayer of the Week segment. Brought to you by Zoomin.TV Games and the Adventurous Joe Show. Coming up next. Okay, people, it's time now for our Cosplayer of the Week segment, brought to you by Zoomin.TV Games and the Adventurous Joe Show. After all, we started it, so it's only fair. Either way, our lovely Cosplayer of the Week this week is none other than, I think more of a more than just a member of Geek Goddess or a part of Geek Goddess, but I think more like the spokeswoman for GeekGoddess.com. Which, by the way, is a nude... It's like a cosplayer's nude modeling site. It's tasteful. It's not frickin' pornographic bullshit like a lot of people have pointed out on it and stuff. But it's actually a very tasteful thing. It's not too graphic and it's not too stupid with all that, like, crap you'd see in Hustler magazine and shit like that. It's kind of like looking at Playboy magazine. Except it's actually a very tasteful thing. It's not over the top and it's not stupid as hell. Or sickening either. Either way, our lovely Cosplayer of the Week is big on the rocking and rolling. And a fun gal to know. She's also taken. So to all you guys and gals out there, she is taken. She by another cosplayer who's also a very great guy and a great musician. So, nonetheless, don't ask. We do not, and do not put down in the comments section down below about how you'd fap to her and all this other bullshit. We do not tolerate that, and we don't appreciate it, and neither do the cosplayers of the week either appreciate that kind of stuff. So please don't post it in the comments down below. Either way, she's also a cool gamer. And haven't had the pleasure of playing a game with her myself yet, but I'm looking forward to that time when I actually do play against her on Borderlands or one of those games. I bet you she'll whoop my ass. Friend or not, she will whoop my ass, I bet you. Okay, either way, our Cosplayer of the Week is none other than Kearstin Nicholson. She will be joining into the T.A.J.S. Cosplayers Hall of Fame, and joining the likes of Ivy Doom Kitty, The Crystal Method, Destiny Nicholson, and Nicholson. Ha ha! There you go, I got it. I just hit the punchline, people. Nicholson and Nicholson, now coming to ABC this fall. Either way, she'll also enjoy her pics. You get to enjoy her pics of her great cosplays. And check out more of her stuff on geekgoddess.com. Sign up on there and let them know the Adventurous Joe Show sent you. I mean, hey, we're good at what we do. Either way, enjoy our picks, and we'll see you all for the ending part of the show.
There was nothing left
known as Kearstin. You can follow her on Twitter, Facebook, and be nice, people. Don't be, like I said, be idiots and put down crap in the comments like we talked about. Either way, that's it for our show for this week. Oh, and by the way, we got a special surprise from Marvel Studios yesterday, and we said we were going to save it till the ending part of the show, but not tell you what it was. So, now, enjoy that, and we will see you all next week on the Adventurous Joe Show. For our lovely hostess, TARABABCOCK, Angry Joe, and the guys and gals at Zoomin.TV Games, I have been your host, Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe himself. As always, thanks for watching the Adventurous Joe Show. We'll see you all next week. Until then, peace out. May the Force be with you, and may the power protect you. We'll see ya.
I come from Earth, a planet of outlaws. My name is Peter Quill. There's one other name you might know me by. Star-Lord. Who? Well, Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys, forget it. So here we are. A thief, 2 thugs, an assassin, and a maniac. But we're not gonna stand by as evil wipes out the galaxy. I guess we're stuck together. Partners.
Are you telling me the fate of 12 billion people is in the hands of these criminals?
Oh, yeah. I look around, you know what I see? Losers. But life's giving us a chance. To do what? Something good, something bad, a bit of both.
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway.
Thing like me, except me.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy. This might not be the best idea.